fans. I'm Assistant Sports Information Director David Wilson, and thanks for joining us today on Averett University's One-on-One. I'm joined here today by Averett basketball head coach David Doino. Coach D, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Deb.
Yes, sir, and we'll go ahead and get started. So, the team has really come out strong out the gate against both Piedmont and Methodist. You know, I know that's one thing that you had been talking about throughout the year. How dangerous can this team be when they play a complete 40-minute game?
I think that's when we're at our best, when we're able to defend well for 40 minutes and getting off to a great defensive start. So I was really happy to see us respond off of a slow start, I thought, conference-wise, and come out the last two games with a real defensive intensity that we stress on having day in and day out in practice. So when we do that and we can get off to a good start defensively, we're usually in games and have a chance to win at the end. So we've been fortunate enough to make some plays towards the end of these games and find a way to win them. So we're going to stress to keep coming out strong defensively day in and day out and making sure that we make our opponents earn every point that they get. But when we do that, we usually have chances to be successful.
Okay. And what have you been the most impressed with over the course of the last two games?
I think our focus level defensively, and that's a thing we've really, coming off the loss to Peace, where I thought we got outworked for 40 minutes. We really tried to stress how focused we were on the defensive end of the floor and the effort level we were putting towards that side of the floor, and to see it happen in practice and then on game day be able to do the same thing on the floor. I think that shows our guys that it translates from practice to game day and that we have to do it in practice every single day.
Okay. And the team is shooting almost 70% from the free throw line so far this season. How has that helped the team gain success?
Well, I think you got to shoot free throws well, especially at the end of games. And the fact that we've been able to shoot it well early in games, I think that carries through and gives you confidence in big moments late in the game. And we've had guys step up and just knock down their free throws. You know, in practice, guys are taking it seriously, not talking or messing around while they're in their routine. And I think that also translates to game day situations, really getting in there and focusing on your shot and making sure that you do the same thing every time. And we've had guys step up and make free throws, and when you're hitting free throws late in the games, that usually gives you a chance to hold on to a lead or give you a chance to get back into a game when you're able to make those free throws with the clock stopped. So.
Okay. And also, the team's coming in averaging almost 42 rebounds per game. That's pretty impressive numbers. You know, I know that plays into a lot of your philosophy. You talked so far about the tough defense, and also know, winning the battle under the boards. Yep. How does this high average of rebounds so far fit in with the team philosophy?
Well, I don't know if it's has to do with some of our shooting abilities, and there's a lot of rebounds to be had out there, and we got guys hustling. But to me, rebounding is a toughness. Not everybody really wants to be physical and go after it, and I think, to me, defense and rebounding wins championships. It's always what I've been taught and what's been instilled in me from when I was being coached at a young age. And when you're physical and you could dominate the glass and you're able to hold teams to one shot, that really gives you a chance to be successful and get out into primary offense and run the floor. And I've never met a kid that wants to play a slow style of basketball. So if you work hard initially defensively, that gives us opportunities to get out and run. But we want to be a tough, physical, defensive, rebounding team. And we've been fortunate enough to have some guys really rebound the ball well for us this year.
Okay. And you guys also have forced 33 turnovers over the course of the last two games, including 11 steals against Piedmont, and really had a lot of those steals down the stretch. How has that helped you pick up some of these big conference victories?
Well, I think that's back to our defensive intensity and focus. When you're making teams really work to execute and get good shots, you don't have to gamble and cheat and get into the passing lanes and really get out and try to maybe over-anticipate some things. I think if you're just solid and you stay in front and continuously have teams working, you're fortunate enough to put yourself in positions to get some turnovers. And what that allows us to run, like I said, offensively, but it's that intensity and focus level on the defensive end of the floor. When you're able to get those turnovers, it sparks, it makes you want to defend even harder, and it makes the game, I think, a lot more fun because you're able to get out and run and play at a faster pace.
Okay. Well, Coach D, we appreciate you joining us, sir.
Thanks, Deb.
Fans, we appreciate you joining us at home. And once again, I'm Assistant Sports Information Director Davin Wilson.